what happens if you don't have a shock absorber for life? What happens if you can't process trauma and you can't process emotions?
And it sits in your body. Yeah, you're stuck.
Do you think you'll be efficient in action?
No.
Okay, so these go together. So when you have the shock absorber for life, and a big part of that is understanding the impermanence of everything, the changing nature of everything. Because if you think things are permanent, then you're shocked when they're not, right? It's shocking if you think things are static, permanent, everything's going to be the same. Like if you come to the next retreat and you think it's going to be exactly like the one at Karuna, but it's different people, different classes, you're like, I'm shocked. I thought it was going to be exactly the same. No, you're wrong. You didn't understand the nature of reality. Everything's always changing. So this is based on understanding what is real, the non-changing, what is unreal, or constantly changing, what is temporary. And then once you understand things are temporary and you have the shock absorber, you become efficient in action. And it doesn't happen like overnight. You become more efficient. Less reactive to situations, more responsive. And so, in this tradition of Vedanta, they say our personality has two functions that are functioning all the time. The karta and the bhokta. Somebody who's receiving the input from the world and the one who reacts and responds. The bhokta is the part of our personality that's receiving things. So if somebody cuts me off while I'm driving, I'm receiving that from them. That's the bhokta. And then how I react is the karta. If I give them the finger and then chase after them and ram into them with my car, there's going to be consequences to that action. But if I can take a breath and focus and say, this happens, and I can just go on my way. And the bhokta, how we receive things, that's how we receive things and act emotionally. We can act with passion, anger, greed, to different situations. So these two things are always operating in our personality. And this one, the karta, is this part of our personality that's saying, I want to do many things in my life. I have many desires and goals I want to do. Travel, career, romance, whatever. I have spirituality. I have many desires. And these two personalities are kind of like two sides of a coin. You have like the one who's receiving, that I, and then the one that wants to do and make things happen, that I. And the efficiency of this one, this is the one that wants to get things done in the world, has hopes and dreams and goals and wants to be creative. The efficiency of the doer, the karta, it depends on the bhokta. If the bhokta, the receiver, is too traumatized, it can't be a high-functioning karta. This is the main point. We have these two aspects to our personality. One's we're receiving input from the world, and the other thing is how we're creating in the world.
Should be 50-50.
Huh?
Should be 50-50.
Well, it's not about that. The percentages is not the important part. The important part is that the karta is everybody, we all want to be creative. Like I wanted to create this retreat, right? I need to be emotionally balanced and clear-minded to create the lesson plans. Now, if I was completely overcome with emotion or some trauma, I wouldn't have been able to sit down and create the lesson plan.
Yeah.
If the receiver, the one who's receiving input from the world,
That's us. No.
they're both us.
Oh.
These are two sides of our personality,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
This is our creative aspect.
Okay.
The karta is who we are as a creator in the world. Let's think of it that way.
Mm-hmm.
And the bhokta is how we're receiving the outside world coming into us.
Mm-hmm.
And we need the bhokta to not be traumatized.
Mm-hmm.
If we're too affected, we can't be efficient in action. We can't achieve our goals and our dreams.
That's why the receiver has to have the shock absorber.
Exactly. So the efficiency of the side of our personality that's the creator in the world, the efficiency of that, it depends on this, on how we receive things. Because every single day something is going to get thrown at us that we're not anticipating, right?
Mm.
There's always surprises, at least in my life. Is anybody else's different? There's always challenges, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if you can't meet those challenges without being, affected too much, you're not going to be able to realize your hopes and dreams and goals.
Mm.
And again, so like I love sports, and because I follow football, for example, so last year, the Manchester City manager, Pep Guardiola, he's one of the most famous managers in history, he got divorced from his wife. That whole season, he was terrible. You could see it. His team had done the worst it had done in like 10 years. And I believe he was affected by what was happening in his outside life. You can see this in the world.
Mm.
We're affected by things automatically. But we want to lessen that effect so we can achieve our potential. When the bhokta, the receiver, is disturbed, the disturbance of the bhokta, the one who's experiencing, us as the experiencer, it affects this. And when we improve our experience here, how we're receiving, when we become more resilient, then we become a better creator in the world.
Like, how was the name of this one? Anna? The one from the...
Oh yeah, yes.
With the fire.
Yeah. And it's not just like you're also, when you're less affected, you're a better partner, a better sister, mother, brother, whatever. When you're not stressed and traumatized, you're just a happier person, more efficient.
More clarity.
More clarity. And you're able to have the heart open more,
Yeah.
too.
Mm.
So when we're balanced here, we become efficient here. That's the key point. So it's this progression, right? We're curious, we want to know what the world is about. We get the knowledge of the self. We get the bliss of the knowledge of the self. Then we're no longer looking for everything outside of ourselves. We understand who we are. We are the pure consciousness, never born, never died, free. And that allows us to deal with the challenges of life without getting drowned.
With no drama.
Yeah. And then that leads to efficiency in action. Can everybody see the path?
Mm-hmm. So is karta and bhokta, are those nouns?
Yes.
So
Yes.
I could say like my karta, when my bhokta is balanced, then my karta is more efficient. That would be appropriate.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. These are two sides of the same coin of our personality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the fourth and the fifth help with things as they come up in life, but things like you have these shocks that happen and
Yeah.
then you can respond to them. But things that have happened in the past, would they be addressed by the first three more? Because that's addressing the sense of neediness and this lack of knowledge and sense of lack of knowledge.
Well, this is a big subject. The past doesn't exist in the present. Like, it only exists in the form of memory, and that it's like that memory is stored in the hardware, in the hard drive. We want to get rid of it, but it's not real. It's not an actual. Only the now is here, and so yes, I think if you follow this path and you're practicing meditation and you're going through this and you start to do that surrendering, especially in meditation, you will start to release these things in the body, and you can do the Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana, contemplate, that I'm not the body, I'm not the mind, I'm not my past, I'm not the memories in this case. So you could work on it in all these different ways, with meditation, with contemplation. So I would say, in terms of having regrets and these kinds of things, one, it's important to understand. Amma says the past is a canceled check. It's gone. It's gone. Obviously, it's easier said than done, because sometimes even we don't know why the past memories or regrets are coming up, or shame or whatever it is, but it's there, and we have to deal with it. But it's important to always bring to mind that we can't go back. There's nothing that can be done. So the basic idea is you have to let it go, because you're just carrying it with you. It's something that
Prolonging
is
suffering.
old. Yeah, it's like you're carrying a bag of rocks.
But then is the idea that each time it comes up, it's kind of a new shock that you then have to be resilient towards.
Because it lives in the body,
Yeah.
like it's happening now.
Yeah.
So.
Or is it yeah? I mean, I don't know if it's even important, but I'm just sort of curious where that fits into.
Well, I do think that the shock will get less and less and less and less and less the more you are practicing meditation. For me, my path is meditation, so I think meditation is the greatest healing path. I think that in that process of surrendering, all these things get released.
That's the other thing, is some people, they believe that time isn't linear. So the past, I know you said the past is gone, but some people say the past is now, everything is now.
It's true.
So in your meditation, you can't change what happened in the past, but you can change how you experienced the past. So by being so now, you can connect with the past.
I think also the nervous system relaxes, and that's when this stored stuff kind of bubbles up, right? And just bearing with it, just remaining open and just watching it. It lessens it a lot, it dissolves a lot. With meditation, I feel the nervous system becomes more and more adaptable and resilient on some level. So even if something painful arises, and you're like, okay, well, I've been there before, and it's okay, right? When the nervous system is relaxed. And just the only risk is, you're not going to story, and then the mind gets busy. But apart from that, it's a gradual, slow, subtle. And then something can happen out of the blue. You think you're sitting down for a normal meditation, and something big comes up and it just dissolves, and you're like, wow, I've been carrying that for 20 years. And look at it, why today? We don't know. But without the patience to just go through the process, when you're ready, the intelligence knows in you. When you're ready, it gets released.
Oh, hold on, I just wanted to say one more thing about this. Thank you, Anna. Yeah. Anna's very wise. She has a lot of wisdom around these things. But yeah, it's important to understand that, like you were saying, it's true. Only the now exists. We can all agree on that. We cannot see the past or the future. We are just now. So it only exists in the form of memory, and in the now it's trapped somewhere in one of the layers of the koshas, the 5 layers. We'll talk about that. So it's how to release it. But some people feed their memories. It's like a plant. Some people are giving it water and good soil. The memories and the regrets, right? So they linger. You don't want to feed the memories, okay? You want to do the opposite. You don't want to give them any food, you don't want to give them the least amount of energy as possible. Do you understand this? Like,
What about the positive memories? Like when you're sitting down with some of the masters who talk about this, is it like you don't want to forget?
It's dropping your mind too.
So I think that it's there as a teaching and like a gift to the world. It's there as a tool, I guess. Does that make sense?
But you don't feed it either.
I never think about the memories. They just come up in the context.
But don't you feed off the memories?
Or like talking about them.
I don't think about the memories.
Right,
It's in your atoms.
It's just here, and like in the context of the class, I think, well, this is all coming from memory, everything. In the context of the class, I say, okay, let me tell this story because this might be inspiring to others. So, but I'm not actively walking around thinking about my memories.
I assume that if you say don't give your memories energy, that relates to negative energies, which we are not supposed to chew again and again and again and think of how mean the world was or whatever, how unlucky we were.
Exactly.
But then the same thing with positive memories would be thinking back to like maybe an amazing travel, maybe you look at pictures again, maybe show other people the pictures again.
Yes,
So
it's
would that be that as well?
yes, absolutely, and that's what I was trying to say. So, like, there's this cliche in America that sometimes in American films and stuff, and the cliche is in American football, the quarterback is like the star player.
Yeah.
And the cliche is like in these TV shows and movies is like the quarterback, the star quarterback from the high school team who was the coolest guy when he was 17, had the best girlfriend, that he never made anything out of his life. And so he's in the same hometown, and now he's like 30 something, and he's still talking about he won the championship in high school.
Yeah.
So he's talking about the positive memories because he's made no new memories. He's done nothing since then. So yes, the question, what you're saying is absolutely true. Dwelling on positive memories is dwelling in the past also. So what I'm trying to say is memories are they're a function of the mind. Like, this is my perspective. From my perspective, the memories are not something I even cherish really. They're just there, and in the moment, if they're applicable, I apply them. But I'm not attached to them, I'm not holding on to them, they're just there. And it reminds me, another Swami who I take his classes online on this kind of stuff, he was talking about, he's a monk, an elder monk in his ashram, who was like the most knowledgeable man in the scriptures and the lead teacher. That he became old one day, and he said that when he became old, he was just so peaceful and radiant. You know, you're talking about this radiance. And this monk, Sarvapriyananda, the one that I learned from, he's probably around my age, in his 40s. He said, I went to him because I saw him, and I cherish all the time I get to ask him questions, and I asked him some questions about the scriptures, and when he was very old, and he said that this monk just looked at him and said, "It's all gone. It's all gone. All that stuff is gone.
Yeah.
It's not needed anymore. I let it all go, and basically now I'm just in Brahman."
Yeah.
And he just didn't answer it. He said, "It's just all gone. It served its purpose." So even all of this is conceptual. This is just the finger pointing to the moon, you know? So even him, he said, I let it go. And it's a beautiful story. And there's a reason he told this, the Swami Sarvapriyananda that I learned from, is because even this you can get attached to. I know so much. I've accumulated so much knowledge. And at some point, even this, you'll have to let it go.
Yeah, Ramdas talks about, or he did talk about how his Guru Maharaji, right, when he was passing, Ramdas was like overcome with grief, and Maharaji was like, "Well, I'm not going anywhere. You know, I'm still here. It's just my body." And even with Amma, a lot of people talk about how she's, you know, getting older in age, and I want to see her again before she passes, and it's the same idea, right? She's still here.
I wanted to say something about what you were talking about, like when you're in meditation or you are in whatever situation and there is a memory coming, doesn't matter if it's good or bad, it's a new start with this memory where you can choose how you react or if you don't want to react. So the next time this memory comes, is not grief, is not anger, is this new reaction or even not reaction that you have created for it.
Yeah, you can receive
It's present. What you are feeling it now, it's the present moment. So now you can change what makes you feel.
Yeah.
It's true. And thanks for bringing that up. So still, as you're meditating, when thoughts, anything comes up in the mind, the first option is to let it go and come back to the object of meditation. That's option number one. I hope everybody's clear on that.
Mm-hmm.
It's only if that's absolutely not working, and well, you all have, like I was saying yesterday to Zara, you all are Brahman. You all are the Supreme Consciousness. So the wisdom is inside of you. And so if something is continuously coming in, your own personal wisdom is telling you, I have to like deal with this emotion or thought or whatever, then of course, by all means, go for it. But the reason I'm telling you option number one is to label it thinking and come back to the object of meditation. Because if that works, it's proof that it wasn't so strong that you couldn't come back to the present. You know, number one, it's proof. And even if it's a little bit stronger, if you're able to separate from it that quickly, practice that. You know, practice detaching from thoughts and feelings and memories as much as you can. Is that clear?
Yeah.
Because I want as much as possible you guys to shift from identification with the mind into this pure presence of what you are. Yeah. Amma says keeping company with the mind is like keeping company with a fool. Meaning like nothing good can come of it. The mind is always changing.
Yes.
It's not like a real friend.
Yeah, it's a fake friend.
It's a fickle friend.
What about like in the 12-step philosophy about making amends? So the idea that, right, like maybe if, kind of like what we talked about yesterday, how thoughts or feelings or stuff that's stuck inside of you, like things that keep coming up, like having to actually do something about it in order to be able to then
release it from your body, because that hurt, that pain that you caused
It's
may
possible.
still be affecting
Yeah.
you and that person.
Again, I think each person's own innate wisdom will internally tell them if, you know, they need to apologize to somebody or yeah. So I want to give you guys a break. That was a lot, but we got through kind of the introduction. So I hope you guys feel like you got a good base to build on.
Sure.
And if it was too slow, I hope it wasn't too slow, but it goes very slow.
But it's really deep. You cannot go deep.
Exactly. And I don't want to, like, you guys to miss anything.
Mhm.
So.